And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed. To you it shall be for food. Genesis 1:29. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Psalm 78:25. Everyday Manna with Lisa.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Everyday Manna. I have got a special co-host here with me. He's going to help me make the first recipe, and then Brother's going to come out and help us make the second recipe. But today, Austin,
yes,
we're going to make a wonderful Waldorf, yeah, you may say it,
fruit salad.
a Waldorf fruit salad with lots of different fruits and some celery for crunch and some nuts with a wonderful apple juice dressing. Then we're going to make, are you ready for this? Chocolate and strawberry stuffed French toast. It is absolutely out of this world. Cannot wait for you to try this recipe. So let's get started.
That sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious, doesn't it? All right, now, Austin has got 2 stalks of celery, and he is going to, you want Mommy to show you how I want it?
No, I know how.
No?
Probably.
Okay, I want you to cut it down. 1 minute, hold the knife. I want you to cut it down the middle.
Oh, like that?
And then make little pieces. He's
Okay.
going to dice some celery, kind of fine, and watch your fingers. There you go. Let me show you an easy way to do that.
Slice it down like this?
Yeah, there you go. He's learning.
Whoop.
He actually has pretty good knife skills to be 9 years old.
I have
There
three,
you go.
I have
Now,
3 knives.
cut it into little pieces. While he's doing that, I'm going to get started on the dressing. We have 1/4 of a cup of just apple juice. Just plain
You
old
want me
apple
to try them
juice.
small or big or like this size?
That size is perfect. And when you get them, put them in this bowl, okay? Watch your finger, please. We have 1/4 of a cup of apple juice. I'm going to add about, about 1/4 of a teaspoon or so of salt. About a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, because we are making a dressing and we want to emulsify it a little bit. Not too much oil. Your juice is really the star of this one. Some freshly ground pepper. Watch yourself, bud.
I am. I know I have 3 knives.
Oh, I know. He's quite the little cooker guy, let me tell you. Watch your fingers. Okay. To this, we're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Then take a whisk and whisk that together. Good job, Austin. Keep going. Whisk that, smell that cinnamon. Watch, watch, watch.
I know what I'm doing.
Let's be a little bit quieter with it. We're going to add the juice and the zest, actually, of 1 lemon. This part is kind of optional, but I really like the lemon. Plus, it helps to, we're going to put some apples in here, and you know the juice, the citrus juice, will help the apples keep from oxidizing, help the apples not to oxidize. So we're going to do the zest. There you go. See how much quieter that is instead of just
It sounds
hacking
pretty
at
loud
it?
to me.
Yeah.
You mean like this?
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's do it quiet. The zest of 1 lemon and the juice of 1 lemon. That's pretty juicy. I think I'll just use half of that one,
That might also be
because
the
that's
best.
a majorly juicy lemon. Now, just whisk that together.
Hey, Mom, my second.
You're doing a good job on that celery. Set that to the side. We'll put it over here. And then we will chop up some
Mom,
apple.
is it okay if I chop the end right here?
Yeah, you can chop that off if you want to. Now I'm just going to use an apple corer to get the apple core out of my apple. I'm going to use a couple of I'm using Red Delicious apples, but you can use whatever kind of apple that you like. These have been washed. I like to leave the peels on because I think it adds more flavor, more texture.
I thought you liked Honey Crisp more.
I like Honey
me.
Crisp apples, but they didn't have any. If you can find Honey Crisp, you know, the Honeycrisp apples are delicious in this, but my store didn't have any this morning, so we're just going to use a Red Delicious, which is exactly what it says. It's delicious.
The Honeycrisp is really sweet.
They are real sweet, aren't they?
Yes, they're very tasty.
They are very tasty, aren't they? What other kind of fruit do you like, Austin?
Strawberries, grapes. A lot of fruits.
Ooh, this apple looks like it's got a bruising spot on there, so let's not put that in
Which
our
one?
salad. Yeah, you do like strawberries and grapes, don't you?
And apples.
Yep, and apples.
And my favorite vegetable would kind of be cucumber.
Yeah, this child loves cucumbers, so he really eats a lot of cucumbers. So we've got one
Pretty much.
apple here. We're going to add two. I'll chop the other one over during break so I can show you what else we're going to do. We're going to add some oranges.
You don't got that much time left, Mom.
And I'm going to just cut the peel off the orange.
Fast.
And we're going to get what's called, the fancy term is called supreming. But basically, what you're doing is cutting the segments of the orange away from the membrane very carefully, and do this over your bowl so that your juice will drip down in there. You see how the orange, if they'll zoom in here real quick, just a second, has the little white segments. You see them there. You want to cut in between those segments. See what I'm doing there? And then you just get the wonderful little juicy bit of orange without the membrane on there. Be real careful. You need a good sharp knife with this. This is not something I think I would let the children do
You'd let me do that?
because it could be very dangerous with the knife.
That's where I got a scar once.
You did, didn't you? Yep. You've got a scar on your thumb because you were trying to cut something that you weren't supposed to be cutting.
It was those foamy things that you put flowers in.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So how you coming with that celery?
Yeah. So far, so good.
So
And
far,
I cut
so
it
good?
really smooth and nicely.
You're doing a good job, aren't you?
And I didn't slice it on the ground like.
Okay, well that's fine. What you're doing there is
I did it
perfectly
like up
fine.
here, like Mommy. I did.
Don't want to put any seeds in there, so if you run across a seed, just kind of get it out of your way. You could use, in this salad, you could put, and these particular oranges have got a lot of seeds in there. You could use any kind of fruit that you wanted to. You could add kiwi, you could add bananas, but this is kind of the classic jazzed up Waldorf salad in that we're going to use the apples and the grapes and the nuts and then celery. The celery really is for crunch. This particular one, I'm gonna do that on the board. Let's get that seed out of there. There's one orange. We'll do another one in a minute. And then we've got some beautiful grapes.
Ooh, grapes.
And we want to add a few of the grapes. These are little, so I'm not going to cut them. But if they were bigger, I would probably go ahead and cut them in half. And let's just put a few more of those in there. Then, you got one more stalk. I'm going to go ahead and pour my dressing on there because I don't want the apples
can
to
I do
start
that?
turning. Yeah, you can pour the dressing on there.
Yay.
Oh, looks good. And then we have about, I don't know, half a cup or so of pecans. You could use walnuts, you could use almonds, you could use pecans, you could use a mixture, whatever you wanted. And we're just going to, over the break, we're just going to add a little bit more fruit to that and the rest of the celery. Just stir that up, and there you go, a wonderful non-mayonnaise based Waldorf salad. We're going to take a quick break. When I come back, we're going to make a chocolate strawberry stuffed French toast. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Chapter 86, verse 11 says, "Teach me thy ways, O Lord. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name. You know, in the natural, God created what's called the North Star. And what the North Star does is guide sailors, guide astronomers, guide anyone toward the true north so they can find their way, find their direction. Well, God is a Christian's North Star. If we will focus our eyes and keep our eyes focused on God and His ways and His path in our life, we will never lose our way. So just like God created the North Star in the natural, let Him be your North Star today. And welcome back. Now I've switched co-hosts here, and this is my baby, Aaron. This is my youngest son. Can you say hi?
Hello.
You want to tell everybody what you're doing?
Cutting up strawberries.
You're cutting up strawberries. And why are you cutting up strawberries? Let's put your sleeves up a little bit. What are we making? Chocolate and strawberry stuffed French toast. So let's get started. He's just slicing me some strawberries very carefully. Watch your fingers, please.
I am.
And in this, just any shallow dish, I'm going to break 3 eggs. This is to dip our French toast in. Oh, I made this at home a couple of weeks ago. Oh, it was just simply delicious. Couple of Saturday mornings ago, and it was like, oh, I have to make that on the program because it is so very, very good. Because strawberries are just one of my favorite things in the world anyway. To the 3 eggs, you want to add about a teaspoon or so. I really like vanilla, and that just finishes that bottle, so we'll just put the rest. About a teaspoon of vanilla, and then about, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup or so, 3/4 of anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of a cup of milk. It really doesn't matter. There's not an exact science here. And just, excuse me, Aaron, just a pinch of salt. You want to break the yolks and then just whisk this together. Now what this is going to be is the batter that we're going to dip the French toast in. How are you coming on those strawberries?
Good.
If you like French toast, this is just one of those things that you could make this even for dessert if you wanted to. But the idea of getting to eat chocolate for breakfast, to me, just sounds heavenly. I have on my pan, or my stovetop here, just a flat, let me move this so you can see, just a flat griddle type pan here that I'm going to turn on like medium-high heat. And just get that preheating. You could use a skillet. You could use a griddle if you have one of those electric griddles. You could use one of those. You could use anything that you have that's a flat surface. I really do like these little flat pans like this because the sides are so shallow right here that you can get in there with your French toast or whatever you're cooking and flip it a little bit easier. So I really do like these particular kinds of pans. I'm going to use butter. It's a non-stick pan, but I still like to add just a little bit of butter. And I just take my stick. I keep a stick of this in the refrigerator for this purpose. And I just use my stick, no need in dirtying anything else up, and just kind of coat that with some butter and let that heat up. Now, you could use whatever kind of bread that you happen to like for this particular recipe. I wouldn't use the little thin sandwich bread that we all eat, you know, that we make toast or whatever out of. I would use a thicker, sturdier bread. I just bought from my grocery store in the bakery department just a loaf of French bread. You could use the French bread, you could use Italian bread. I would use a softer crust. Don't get your real hard crusted breads for these, but this French bread I find is just perfect. Just so it's easier to work with, I'm going to cut it in half. You want your slices to be about, let me show you, about like that. You know, that's probably a good 3/4 of an inch thick. And we're going to be able to make probably 3 sandwiches at a time, so I'm going to slice 6 pieces of this. How are we doing, Aaron?
Good.
What you doing over there?
Cutting strawberries.
cutting strawberries for me? You're doing a good job. You're doing a real good job. Have you been snacking on those chocolate chips yet? Something tells me the answer to that is yes. Now,
I shook my head, yes.
Yeah, you like chocolate chips, don't you? I do too. They're really
Only milk chocolate.
very, 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 very good. Now, I have got just a tub of whipped cream cheese here. I've just kind of let this set out so that it's a little softer and a little more pliable. You want to smooth your edges of your French bread, your edges, your middle part. Put just a little bit, you know, about a teaspoon or so of just the cream cheese on either side. My skillet is getting nice and hot. Now I'm making chocolate and strawberry stuffed, but you absolutely, stuffed French toast is one of those things that you could make 1,000 different ways. You could use any kind of fruit you like. You could use any kind of orange marmalade, raspberry preserves with chocolate chips would be phenomenally good. So this is really just kind of a basic thing. And then you can take it and create anything that you wanted to do with it. Any kind of fruit, any kind of jellies or jams or, you know, anything like that that you want to put in the middle of your cream cheese would be delicious. So we've got your French toast. We've got cream cheese, just a little bit on both sides of our French bread. We're going to take some of Erin's wonderfully sliced strawberries and put them on one side. How you doing, babe?
Good.
Good? I think we've probably got enough. I think we're good.
I'll just finish this one.
Okay, you finished that one. I'm glad you got to be on with me today. You're doing a good job chopping. You're not talking very much, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, why not? Concentrating on your work?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine. So we've got strawberries on one side. I love strawberries. They're one of my favorite fruits. Then I have the little teeny tiny little semi-sweet chocolate chips. You could use dark chocolate if you wanted to. You could use what?
Can I put it on?
You can put a few. Let me show you how many I want on there, and then you can do the other two. You could use any kind of chocolate that you like.
Mommy, some more on it?
No, we don't want the strawberries over there. We're going to just take a few of our chocolate chips, just like that. Let me have a few more.
Mommy.
Don't be stingy with your chocolate. We got more. Okay, now, here, let me let you put me some chocolate chips on both sides of that. And then take your other slice of bread, put it on there, kind of press it down. Your skillet's hot. Take your sandwich. This is messy, but you know what? That's okay. In the mixture that we made earlier, take your bread, put it in there, let it kind of soak up some of that egg mixture for just a little bit. Turn it over. Your little one will eat the chocolate chips, but that's okay. Take out any excess that you see on there. Let it drip off. And then, this particular egg's wanting to be runny, Erin. Put it on your skillet. Oh, so good. So good. Put a little more. The next one, press it down just a little bit. Put it in your mixture. And then onto your pan. You want to cook these for about, 3 or 4 minutes per side until they're golden brown. And the chocolate melts just a little bit. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm just going to keep frying these up. When I come back, we're going to get this meal on the table. We'll be right back with you in just a minute. Hey, and welcome back. Now, let's get our French toast. Let me show you what I did. I just browned it on both sides. As you can see, it's just golden brown on both sides, which is exactly what we want. Then you want to take it. You ready for this? And you want to cut it in half just so I can let you see the inside. Oh, look at that. Delicious strawberries with that melted chocolate. Oh, so, so good. Let me show you how to serve this. Take just some syrup. If you have maple syrup, use maple syrup or use pancake syrup. Whatever you have at home will be fine. Drizzle it with just a little teeny bit of syrup. You don't want too awful much. And then take some powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, if I can get it out of the package here, and just dust it with some confectioner's sugar. And there you go, a wonderful chocolate and strawberry stuffed French toast. So let's get that out here. Now here's our wonderful little fruit salad that we made. Now we've got time, so let's make a wonderful little drink to make with this. This is so easy to do. Anybody could do this. And you could mix it up 1,000 different ways. You do want a blender that is good and strong, that you can crush ice with. But we want to take, I'm just going to use some cranberry peach juice. You could use whatever kind of fruit juice you could do. I'm doing peaches with the cranberry juice today, white peach juice. You could use cranberry juice cocktail with frozen cranberries or fresh cranberries. You could use strawberries with a white grape juice. You could use grapes with a grape juice. Any kind of combination that you can think of, you could make this particular drink with. I need a measuring cup, so let me grab a cup here. I forgot to get one. Want about 1.5 cups. I'm using white cran grape juice today. About 1.5 cups of that. Not an exact science. You could, mix it up however you wanted to. I'm going to use some orange juice. Now, I like juice that has lots of pulp in it. If you don't, you get the regular. I just happen to really like the pulp in my juice. Whoops. About 1 cup of orange juice. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Whatever you have. I'm a real big fan of these fruit drink type things. It's a good way to get your fruit into your diet, and it tastes delicious. So there's that. Want to add about just a little bit of sugar. Now, if I were using cranberries, I probably would put about, 1/4 cup. But I'm only going to add a couple of tablespoons because the peaches are kind of sweet. So we're good to go there. Then I want to add some lemon juice, just for tartness. And I'm going to do mine over a strainer so I don't get any of those seeds in there. About, 1 lemon, 1.5 lemons, depending on the juice. You want about 2 or 3 tablespoons, up to about 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I'm using frozen peaches today. You use whatever you have. I'm using frozen peaches. Frozen fruit works great in this because it's already frozen, and therefore it adds to your slushiness of your drink. You want about 1 cup of your fruit, whatever it would be. I'm using peaches. And then some ice, about 1.5 cups or so of ice. Start out with a little bit of ice and add more as you need it. Put your lid on. If you have a hole here, make sure you cover it. Ready? Start out. Mine, particular one, doesn't want to work here. What's going on? Loud, but that's okay. Let's see how our consistency is. Smells great. I'm going to add a little more ice because I really, really want this nice and frothy. Then I'm going to You can mix this up, like I said, 1,000 different ways. Whatever kind of, oh, you got to try this. Where's my cup? Let's get my little, here we go. Just a pretty little glass. And pour you some of your wonderful little frothy drink. What a wonderful way to start your day. Peach with white cranberry peach juice is absolutely delicious. So here you go, a wonderful little non-mayonnaise base Waldorf salad, a chocolate and strawberry stuffed French toast with cream cheese and syrup and powdered sugar, and our wonderful peach and white cranberry peach juice breakfast nutritious drink, although this would be absolutely wonderful any time of the day. So refreshing and so good for you. You're getting your juice and your fruit. I hope you try these recipes, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Manna.
Thank you for watching Everyday Manna with Lisa. This program is made possible by viewers like you. Your support is continually needed to keep Christian programming on the air. Please send your best financial gift to Living Faith Television in care of Everyday Manna, P.O. Box 1867, Abingdon, Virginia 24212.